No, here we are in a very sensitive, and a
SinSaTive.
very confidential.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Continue. My first name is Josepha.
Josepha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your last name?
It's spelled Kerl,
Hmm.
as in Lima,
Got
Uke.
it?
Kurluk.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. And do you have any middle name or something?
I don't have a middle name. I have a middle initial.
Okay. Help me out.
Yes, I'll help you out. It is Y.
Okay. The thing is that why you're getting a call,
Uh huh.
we have been
Wait.
suspicious that there was some criminal activities going on under your name.
Wait.
So,
I'm
are
sorry.
you aware of anything?
No, that's what I was just saying. I never heard a thing about this before, Mr. Hudson.
Okay.
Um, um,
So, which means
that
that's the
that
first time,
that's
right?
this, the first time. Yes, I mean, I went to the store to get the mosquito spray. That's probably why I missed your original call. So I haven't heard anything about this before.
Oh, okay. And have you ever been notified or received any calls local,
Oh, I'm
from the
sorry.
local police department about this?
No, local? No, I have never had any encounters with the police. Not at all.
Okay.
I'm a very law-abiding citizen, and
Okay.
have never. I mean, I did go to the policeman's ball one year, so I did meet a lot of the lovely gentlemen and the very nice ladies as well. They may have, I may be on their radar because that evening, in particular, I did have a few of shots of tequila, and maybe they thought I drove home, but when I actually did call Uber.
All right. Well, let me tell you one thing then. Like right now, as on this record line, this is the thing happens. Like we have been suspicious on you right now.
Oh,
The thing is that well, we find out there were some criminal activities here. So before I'm going ahead to proceed further with this information, I'd like to help you out to brief all the information for you here. But again, here we are in a very sensitive and a very
oh
confidential
wait,
case, which we are not supposed to disclose this matter to any third parties because this case is all about your identity theft.
I know, but did you say
So
a sedative state or seductive state? What kind of? You said
no,
here we are in a sedative state. I think.
no, here we are in a very sensitive, and a
Sensative.
very confidential.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Continue.
To do that, I'm gonna need to answer you a few quick questions here first. All right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to be
So, all right.
cooperative and sensative. Yes.
And have you ever filed a form, like a survey form, or an online form through online?
Forms, or from,
Yeah, a form.
from.
It's a form.
A form. Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, I do a lot of online banking and shopping, and I'm sure
Okay.
I've filled out some forms. I did apply
Oh,
to be an Uber Eats driver, and so I had a background check done, and that all came back. It you know, everything
okay.
seemed
Okay.
fine at that time, but it's been about a month or so. Oh, hang on just a second. Charlie, could you bring that mosquito spray? They're getting thick in here. So I'm not aware. When I had the background check done, it said that my DMV record was fine and my I wasn't a sex offender. It said also
Hmm.
that my Social Security was cleared, as well as my ability to tip the server. So all of those things cleared, and so that was, like I said, probably about a month ago. So something, whatever's happened, must be in the last month. I always tip my
Okay.
server. Okay.
And I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to me very carefully so that we can able to have a good conversation here in order for me also to help you out with this
Absolutely.
information. All right.
Absolutely.
So here we are then.
Now, if you
About this.
need me to answer any questions, just say Josepha. Please answer the question. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
The investigation started when we found an abandoned car on the south border of Texas, which is the car contained some bloods and drugs residue inside it. And hence, after the investigation, we find out the car was rented under your name and on your personal social information. And also, there was two addresses linked with the vehicle, which was raided by the U.S. Marshal himself. And also, which was find out there was 22 bank accounts were opened up under your name and with some drugs residue inside it, which we find out there's 22 pounds of cocaine and some documentation from some financial institute, such as with the Chase Bank, and the Bank of America, and the U.S. Bank, and the entire paperwork has your name on it, which is linked with the Social Security. And also, about $1,000 has been wired from your banking account locally and internationally, which totally seems suspicious to us.
I don't
And
blame
that is
you.
How is that luckily? I'm sorry, how is that luckily? How is that lucky for...
because it seems to me that your information, like your identification, was originally used by some people to try to frame
my
you under
God.
this criminal activity.
I'm totally
So
shocked.
somehow, like, yeah, but right,
Oh my
right
God.
now here, as we
This is
have
not
been issued this
happening.
case under your name, as you have been a crime suspect, we got it for the situation
I'm being a
we have
crime
now.
suspect.
So,
Oh my God, okay. Well, oh my God.
And,
I'm raising my voice.
I always tip my server.
I tip,
Okay.
remember, just tip your server because they could turn you in anytime. Just tip your server.
I ask you, like, are you willing to cooperate with us today with the U.S. Treasury Department so that we can able to, for us to catch the real person,
Oh my
to
God.
get her down, the
Absolutely.
real culprit here?
Absolutely,
trying to frame
because
you under the
I know
criminal.
this very sensitive matter, and I am more than willing to cooperate. I want to
Alright,
do whatever
so-
I can. I'm sure it's that
Alright,
waitress down at the Wally's because I tipped her, but she always says tip your server, and I do, and I tipped her well. I tipped her 20%. Don't you think that's fair? But I'm thinking maybe
Alright.
she was mad, and maybe she took my credit card when I paid the bill down at Wally's Taqueria, and I bet you she took my information.
Okay, well, if that was a problem here, well, I can be able
Yes,
to
it's a
help you out. But the
problem.
first thing I will have to do here is I'm going to have to, like, if you're willing to cooperate with us here today, well, we can able to put on hold to your case and your warrant and
And I
hold.
think
but
she's a pot
at first,
farmer
it's
on
not
the
an easy task
side.
for us to do that. Like,
Do you
it's not
think-
an
I
easy
think
task for
she's a pot
us to
farmer.
do that.
Oh my God, she's a
sorry?
pot farmer. She's a... I was saying, I'm sorry, sir. I believe that she might
No
be
problem, Miss Josepha, but just
but
calm
wait,
down on
but,
yourself.
she
I'm just
might
here.
be a pot farmer.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
well,
I'm
Miss
sorry, I
Josepha,
don't
I'm
wanna
just trying
interrupt.
to help you out.
I don't want to interrupt anymore. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little nervous, and I talk more when I'm nervous. So, but I'll be quiet so you can finish reading the
Okay,
thing
but
there, the script.
just okay. Well, just calm down yourself first, right? So the thing is that I just want to make sure that we're trying to help you out here. It seems to me that you are being innocent, like you're trying to prove yourself innocent, and it was not you after all. It was not you after all who's doing all of this, but we just want to make sure that we want to find to catch the
I
real
know who
culprit
it
who
is.
has
I
done
think
this
it's
criminal
Matilda, the
activities
pot
under your
farmer
name.
waitress.
So, we gotta do one thing. Like, first of all, we'll have to suspend your social security number, and we are going to issue you a new one, like a new social security
Oh.
number for you, so that in case in the future that you can be safe and secure from any kind of
But
criminal activity.
if they
until unless
issue
when
me
we
a
have-
new one, could we pick something that's easy for me to remember? Because I couldn't remember the old one to save my soul. I'm getting, as I
okay.
get older, it gets harder. And so if you could get something maybe sequential that I could remember it easier, that would be very nice,
Absolutely.
actually. I think that would be
Alright.
great. But I'm sure it's
Okay,
Matilda,
so
the
put it
pot
down
farmer
here in the paper
waitress.
then.
Yeah, it would-
And I put it
in
right
fact,
here.
if I
Put it
could-
into which
If I could like just pick my number, it would be even better. I would like to pick it because then if I pick it, I think that perhaps I'd remember it better. Yeah.
I know that the number is very sensitive, so I just want to make sure that we get that taken care of. But Matilda,
so
she's
I'll
always
need
got
you
those
to stay
fuzz
connected with
balls
me
on her
here today.
sweater.
I'll stay connected with you.
Absolutely.
and I'm going to have to forward this information to the authorities. And in the meantime, also like you will going to have a words with one of my senior officers with working with the DEA, that is the Drug Enforcement Administration,
Oh my God,
and
this is
who's also
getting
the
scary.
authorized person regarding for your case,
Oh,
and they're gonna help you out how you are going to help us out in finding this real culprit here.
Oh.
Okay, so just
I
stay in
can
line with
tell
me and
you
stay
it's
connected.
that fuzzball sweater wearing Matilda.
I'm sorry.
Matilda, the pot.
Farmer. Um, I is that
It's
waitress
a
I was
Drug
telling you
Enforcement
about.
Administration.
Oh, well, I was just trying to say, it's not me, it's her. She's the one that has the farm. Um,
She,
All right, and who's her? Like, may I know? Is there
Matilda,
anybody
the
else with you or
waitress.
over there?
No, the Matilda, the pot farming waitress with the fuzzballs on the sweater. She's the one I think stole my credit card number. And she's behind this. You said you wanted to find the real culprit, and I think it's probably
Yes.
her. We could narrow this down right
Uh,
now.
but we're
oh,
not so sure about that. We
but
need to have a legal proof on that,
but
right?
but
Well,
wait,
So,
but
yeah,
perhaps
I have
I
to
mean
make a statement
somehow
here.
I don't. To be honest with you, I can't imagine that she would actually do anything. I mean, she might steal my car, but I don't know that she would commit murder or sell any kind of drugs.
No, we
But
never used to do that in those people's,
oh,
ma'am. Like, I'm
oh,
just want to make sure that this time I'm trying to help you out on behalf of you.
thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
So, just stay connected with me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for holding the line. Your line's been transferred to the senior officer of the DEA. My name is Susan Allen. Can you help me with your first and last name?
Hi, yes, Susan. My first name is Josepha,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Kurlik.
In your file, Josepha, there is a warrant. A case has been filed against you for drug trafficking and money laundering.
This is
I
what he
believe
just
you have
told
been
me.
given.
I just heard
I'm
this.
sorry?
I need you to answer more questions. He told me about this already. That there was a
I'm
thing.
sorry?
He was telling
Uh-huh.
me,
Go ahead.
Ryan Hudson, Mr. Hudson, was saying that he told me all of these things, and
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I told him that there was a girl when I went down to Wally's Taqueria that I believe stole my credit card information. Her name is Matilda, and I'm pretty sure that if anybody stole my identity, it was her. I mean, it's well known she's a pot farmer on the outside of town, and the fuzzballs on her sweater will give that away.
like there's little pieces of like little flakes inside the buzz balls. So her sweater smells kind of like an old skunk. I always thought.
So I think she is the one, but he said that we needed more proof before they could just arrest her. But
Exactly.
okay. So what kind of proof do you need from me?
Now, whatever proof you can get, you can bring with you. But the thing is that right now we don't have any other person named in this case. The car was rented on your name. The apartment was rented on your name, and there were bank documents on your name. We are not sure if the cocaine found in that apartment was also yours. This case
Whoa,
is directly
cocaine.
on your name. There is
Okay.
no other person here.
Well,
But
Matilda
in our
and the
investigation,
dragon breath, I mean, that just doesn't come from pot. That could come from cocaine as well. So, Matilda Shiznickel, that's her last name.
That it's Matilda M-I-L. Well, you know how to spell her first name. It's S-C-H-I. I don't know how to spell her last name. I'm gonna cry. I don't want to have this happen to me, Miss Susan. I don't.
no, first of all, I am not concerned about Miss Elda or whoever she is.
Well, but you were
At this
asking me.
moment-
He was saying that,
But
that I would
Josepha-
have to prove it.
Josepha, listen to me.
Yes.
It is not yet proven that you are not the one doing this. Although you are not found in those addresses, you are not there according to the investigation. But it might be possible you are involved with these people and you are helping them, giving your information to do
But
all
I
of
would
this.
never hang out with the likes of Miss Shiznickel. She is well-known pot farmer, and I would not ever hang out with her.
How do you know it was her?
Because I went down to the Wally's Taqueria where she works, and I gave her my credit card to pay the bill, and it took her probably about 15 minutes before she came back. So I'm sure that she was gathering the information from my card. And I'm sure because before that, when I applied for the Uber Eats driver, my background check came back clean. And then the next day I go to the taqueria, the Wally's Taqueria, and Shiznickel, I can't help it. She's so bad. Ah. She's took my information, ma'am. I'm sure she did. I can't help it. I'm so upset. You guys are going to suspend my social and come arrest me. And I know it was her.
And who the hell has a name Schmickle anyway? I just want to know why that name is stuck in my brain forever. It's like she has this, I'm sorry I'm raising my voice, but she has this dragon breath that just makes me think of Schmickle. And it seems like a rotten cheese to me. Anyway, I'm sure she did it because, like, when she took my card, she actually did go away for a while. And when she came back, she had an extra whiff about her. And I'm sure she went out and probably bought some cocaine or something because she probably went and got, like, my
Are you making up all of this?
I'm not. There's an ATM like in the back of the store where people go to gamble.
If you went to the ATM, if you took money out of your card, then you should be knowing if the money is taken from there.
Well, I'm not that quick on the draw. But yeah, I agree with you that I probably should know that. It's probably the magic of her dragon breath.
Well, it all seems like a made-up story to me. But anyway, I'm not concerned about her at this moment.
Okay, so in other words, stop talking about
don't
people.
have her name here.
I should
at
just
all.
like
This is
listen
case
to you,
on your-
and you should just go ahead and tell me what we can do to make this better. I was just trying to help you, ma'am, trying to maybe interest you in somebody else other than me.
Well, I'll not be interested in anybody else unless I get any information.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you some information then. What would you like to know? Oh, this is crazy.
So what do I have to do next? You're obviously not going to look into Ms. Shiznickel, so I have to go ahead and just take care of this.
You need to get a good lawyer to prove your story in the court.
A lawyer? I can't afford a lawyer. I can't even really afford to eat at the taqueria, but I had to because I had no food in the house.
And that's where she took it. But anyway, that's just my theory. If somebody rented a car, it certainly wasn't me.
So, what kind of lawyer? Do I have to get like a federal corporate type lawyer? And who's going to reimburse me for the lawyer after all of this is proven that it's not me?
You can get a public defender then in that case.
A public defender? I'm not a criminal. They only give public defenders to people that have murdered somebody or made a major drug deal or something, and I'm not none of those things.
Or even maybe a dad who has gone delinquent on his child support. I think they defend those people.
Because if you cannot afford for a criminal defense lawyer, then you would have to get a public defender. That's
Okay,
what you
well,
can do.
I can try to apply for that. So Is there a court
Okay.
date? Is there some sort of appearance that I need to
That
make?
information will be given to you only
Oh
once
my
the officer
God,
come
are
and
you
arrest.
yelling at me? I'm not yelling. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
I'm not even yelling at you. I'm
You're
saying
not?
that you will be given
You were
information
yelling.
once the police come and
I
arrest
could swear
you.
you were yelling. But that's okay. I'll
Doesn't
forgive
matter.
you this. It doesn't matter. You are a federal employee? Oh my goodness. May I speak? I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude. I would like to speak to your supervisor, ma'am. I would like to speak to somebody that can take care of this without the hostility that you seem to have pent up.
Do I look like a customer service
I
to you
don't
that I'll
see
sit
you,
here and
ma'am.
do
I
to
can't
you?
see you, but you sound like the average bitch.
Yes, because I am.
Oh, well then I wasn't wrong. My whole thought since I've been trying to speak with you was, let's get this bitch. But anyway, so now that I know that you're a bitch by your own, admission, I'd like to speak with your supervisor as maybe somebody else can help me with this thing with Mrs. Schnizznickel.
Nobody can help you.
Nobody. You must be the handler. Am I speaking with the handler?